I think what I like about Hackney is its absolute diversity. So you can meet very different people, you can have, and who have a range of experiences they bring from all over the world. And I think that makes it a borough that's vibrant and a borough that's a good place to live and to work.
Over the last 10 years, there have been massive improvements. The way the streets look, the way the borough feels. You now see clean streets, well-used parks, well-used libraries and leisure centres. You see people cycling.
But they've improved because of an environment that's been created by the local authority. You know, we're open for investment, we're open for ideas, we're welcoming of challenge, we're welcoming of people with things that they want to talk about.
The last 5 years has been tough. You know, it's been tough financially for all councils, and yet because we've done some things that, you know, maybe felt a bit dull at the time. You know, we've had really rigorous financial management, we've driven out efficiencies, and that has meant at a time when other boroughs have had to make some really difficult decisions around very visible public services like libraries, we haven't had to make those decisions. So in the last 5 years we've transformed a number of our parks, huge projects on Hackney Marshes, in Clissold Park, which now has record visitor numbers. You know, we've opened the library. That's pretty amazing in this climate.
The Olympics and Paralympics, really, obviously, the key highlights for us. Not just the success of it, but the legacy, which started coming through even well before the games last year. You know, people say, when will the legacy? And I say, it's been happening. It's around us and it will continue. So I think, and I would say the housing regeneration, you know, the education achievements, the public realm, they've all been things which in the last 4 years we've seen evolving, getting better.
We have a programme to build 2,000 properties over 10 years and we're currently building 200. We were doing that before all the other boroughs were doing it, so we're definitely ahead of the trend. And in terms of forward thinking, again, I would say we're there in terms of the new build. We are ahead of, I would say, every other London borough because we've got our own regeneration team who have got loads of development experience, and I'm unashamedly saying we've got the best regen team in London now.
If you take education, for example, you know, we had a situation where in 2000, 2003, lots of Hackney families moved out of the borough because they didn't want to go to secondary school in Hackney. Lots of Hackney families chose for their children to go outside the borough. Now, all of the local residents are choosing local schools.
Recruiting social workers is never easy because we, in Hackney, you know, we've been deemed outstanding and we want the best. But what we're very good at is developing our staff to be the best.
In career terms, you'd probably have a chance to do literally anything you wanted to. Because of the variance in the stock and the variance in the client group. It is challenging, that's true, but we have had money coming in through our Decent Homes programme, and we have essentially a self-funding regeneration programme. So whilst there are challenges there, we have financial solutions to meet those challenges.
It's going to be a really tough period. You know, finances are going to be really challenging all over the country, and Hackney will be no exception to that. You know, we're looking for creative people, people who are not put off at the first whiff of problem, people who see a problem as an opportunity to change things.
Hackney's got a really good record of achievement, and anybody looking at the last 10 years would be able to see what massive improvements we've made in the borough. Anyone coming to work for Hackney now will have a great foundation to build on, but need to know that there will be challenges ahead, but certainly they're ones that Hackney has risen to in the past and I'm confident will rise to again.
I would see Hackney as wanting to make sure it embraces the challenge which is upon it. It is a challenge, but it's one I think we've got the talent and the commitment to overcome, be it through the elected members and through the officers in the council. I think we've got the ideas and we've got the initiative to actually show how we can manage these reductions in a way which mitigates the impact upon some of the most vulnerable residents, but also make sure it remains relevant to those people who ultimately pay significant amounts of tax through the various mechanisms.
From having been a place where the government used to look at us and say, oh God, we've got to do something about Hackney, we're now the place in a number of areas where the government says to people, you need to go to Hackney, you need to see what Hackney's doing. Classic examples of that are about our children's social work. We're always receiving visits, we're always receiving attention from people about what we're doing. We're always asked by government to be involved in trialling new ways of working, new ideas they've got, for example, for the assessment of child protection. So we're a place that the government trusts, we're a place that the government is willing to work with.